Good evening, everybody in YouTube land. Welcome back to the Horse Racing Enthusiast on Teesside Ste&Dee, and what is a very sad day because there's no racing now until Boxing Day. What is one to do? Anyway, let's moving on to what has been a interesting day. As anybody who knows this system knows that it's frustrating as hell. It's very intriguing because you just don't know what's going to happen with it. We ended up with a non-runner first thing this morning. One of the ones I really did like the look of, Rogue Thunder. But hey, that's just the way it goes, isn't it? Non-runners, even on the all-weather it happens. But so we only ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 in the end. So how did we do? Well, we got off to a good start at Lingfield in the 2 o'clock. Roman Emperor came second at 9-1, only beaten very near to the line. It was leading and got pipped just near the line and got beat by a neck. So really, really unlucky there not to get the winner. And it had pretty decent form, hadn't it? And I think the claimer certainly helped in that race today. I think without the £7 claim, it probably wouldn't have been in the frame. So sometimes having a claimer on board does work. I'm not the biggest fan of them, and I don't think a lot of people are, especially the £7 claimers, because they're quite limited in their experience. But he did well today. And like I say, second, only beaten very near the line, can't grumble at that. And then we moved on to the next one, which was a bottom weight, and I was quite encouraged by that. It was top rated as well, and it had £40 below its best. And I thought, you know what, course winner, distance winner, it's got a real chance, this one. Nah, come absolutely last. Really, really awful performance from Sisters in the Sky. They can bloody stay there. These Sisters in the Sky, because that was awful. We backed it not long back, actually, and it had run a good race and it got us a place, but today, dear me, that was awful. So we'll say no more about that one because that was awful. Right, 3 o'clock at Lingfield. 2 horses we had. Beau Jardin, which was well fancied. I certainly didn't agree with the price. I know it got to 7 or 8-1 this morning. It went off at 5s. I actually managed to get 6-1 for it this morning. That was the best I could get. And then World of Darcy. Now, World of Darcy actually ran a really good race and come second at 25-1. Now, I know people probably had better than that if they'd have gone on the exchanges, but of course you'd have had to put at least £1 each way on that. But you probably got a far better price. I told you last night you didn't. The price actually on the exchanges was poorer than it was with the main bookies. So, but yeah, a good second, especially as its form going into the race was shocking. I mean, absolutely shocking. So it just shows if the poundage is right, and it was £47 below its best official rating. If the poundage drop is right, it's always going to compete, no matter how old it is. And it did, didn't it? It competed and got a good second place. So we had 2 good seconds out the first 3 races. Beau Jardin come, I think 6th, was it? Another poor race from Beau Jardin. I think that horse needs a bloody good rest. It seems to be out every 3 or 4 days and it's just not getting there, is it? So I think they're certainly going to have to maybe consider resting that now, maybe until the new year, and then bringing it back out again. You can, horses can suffer burnout. They're just like humans. If we were running a mile or whatever it is every few days, it's soon going to take its toll. So I don't know where they're going to go with Beau Jardin. Anyway, then we moved on to the 6 o'clock. And another horse that I remember saying last time, and it wasn't that long ago, this horse just doesn't want to win. Well, it did today. Papa Don't Preach. It won at 4s. I know somebody who got 5s for it. I took 7-2 this morning. Obviously, I got the 4-1 because of the best odds guaranteed. So that was a winner in 2 seconds from the first 4 races. So I was quite pleased with that. I say Sister in the Sky was shocking. And then we moved on to Brian the Snail. And now I knew at this point, before this race, that if Brian the Snail got placed, my trebles and doubles would have made quite a considerable difference. Each way trebles and doubles. Well, it didn't. It didn't get in time. I mean, there was 3 places up for grabs as well in a 7-horse race, and it just didn't do. It got 5th. So that was quite frustrating because I ended up making about 15p today profit. But a profit is a profit, I know, but quite laughable, isn't it? But Brian the Snail coming in place, or Sister in the Sky coming in place, would have made pounds of difference because I'd have got more trebles, more doubles. But hey, it's the fun of the race, isn't it? It's the thrill of the race, of course. And you take it on the chin and you think, well, another day, it could just be different. But that is the way it is. Now, that is it, as I've said, until Boxing Day. There is nothing until Boxing Day. Now, obviously, everybody's going to be busy over the next few days getting the last presents in and going around family members, wishing them happy Christmas and dropping presents off and preparing the turkey and preparing the vegetables and then all getting stuffed on Christmas Day and drinking too much and eating too much chocolate and all feeling rather sick by the time they've gone to bed. And all wake up on Boxing Day with a bloody big headache. And then you do it all again, don't you? Because Boxing Day is just like Christmas Day. You go to somebody else's house and you do it all again. The drinking and the eating. So I'm not sure what time on Boxing Day I'm going to get these horses out to you. Because I won't be doing Christmas Day night. Absolutely not. So it will be Boxing Day morning when I'm rating these. So it's going to be an interesting one to say at the very least. But what I want to say on behalf of Denise and myself is we hope you have an absolutely fabulous Christmas, whatever you're doing, with your families. Eat, drink and be merry, as they say. And I hope Santa brings you everything that you want. You know, the Racing Post annual, the Sport and Life annual and whatever other annuals there is, Racing Post diary for next year, the Racing Post notebook. We've all had them, haven't we, fellas and girls? So you just don't know, do you? Or a little diary, an ITV diary, you know those slim ones you can fit in your pocket and check every day, even though you don't really need to because you've got the internet anyway. But it's nice to have, isn't it? Anyway, have a fabulous Christmas and a great Boxing Day. I will see you on Boxing Day at some point to put the selections on. I think it'll be pretty quick. And as I said, eat, drink and be merry and have an absolutely superb Christmas. So on behalf of Denise and myself, good night, God bless, and see you on the other side.